to CFT Fitness, the CFT FitCast hashtag.
My name's Coach Matt. We're all fit. That's mine. That's my today. Yours is mine. Here, sir. Thank you. We have this.
I am Campbell.
Spelled before we go in here.
I'm Coach Chris.
And I am Coach Vinny.
It's very loud.
Much louder today. I'm Coach
I
Matt.
want to make sure I'm the first
producer. Hear us.
Yeah, the producer, we gotta make sure we got a scope for our producer.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired.
So we're trying to improve it for you, Dean, producer warrior from the Valley. All right, so let's kick this thing off. So I think today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're going to try to stick to one pretty important topic today, which is recording everything. So journaling, tracking, finding a way to kind of keep that diary of what you do every day. There's a multitude of reasons why. We're going to get into that today, but I think the main reason we're going to talk about all this is we've seen a lot of experiences in the last few weeks with the challenge, but also with people just in the gym or people that we talk to in general. And we've been getting hit up a lot lately because of the podcast and other reasons about how can you need help with their fitness and their diet. And first thing we generally ask people is, how are you eating right now? And the main answer is, I just eat.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm okay. Like crap. You know, it's a varying degree of some sort of adjective, but there's absolutely zero. There's zero tracking. So it's not like they can pull up and go, well, yesterday 1,857 calories and 1,600 of those were carbs. And wow, you know, but you get the idea, right? So we could generally make a quick assessment on what they should do if there's some sort of tracking involved. Am I right? So today we're going to talk about the importance of that. We're going to talk about the importance of it from a fitness standpoint as well, in terms of knowing their maxes, knowing some of our baseline, more comparable workouts, and why that is also extremely important towards your success. So, Coach Matt, you want to kick things off? Kick it off.
I love kicking off. You know, actually in football, I used to be the kicker at one point. Yeah. So yes, I will kick this off.
It's an important role these days.
Yeah. Pretty important.
Okay.
So, recording and tracking progress is a great way to not only see where you've been, but also a great way to see what all you can do. Because it's a great way that you can look back, look at your training or your nutrition, see things that affected you in a good or negative way, and make those changes. If you have something that's affecting you, whether it's nutrition or if it's your training, you're hitting plateaus, you're not getting your muscle up, you're not pushing your snatch one rep max any higher, there could be things that are causing those plateaus. And if you don't have any data to go back on and look on and refer to, then that data would be the data that you've been recording, whether it's past workouts, past weights, macros, calories, whatever that is. Being able to go back and look at something is a great way to get over a roadblock or get over a hump in your program or jump through that plateau.
I think the easiest thing when it comes to recording things is go to the store, get yourself a notebook, and you're not keeping track of things. You're never going to be able to observe the data later down the road, repeat workouts. It's just like what we do here in CrossFit. Everything is constantly varied. It's observable. It's measurable. It's repeatable. The same thing goes to nutrition, exercise. You know, if I'm doing 5 push-ups week 1, I'm going to retest that probably 6 weeks down the line. And if I didn't keep track of what I did day 1, how am I supposed to know what I'm going to do on week 6?
Or if you're getting better.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm getting better, if there's nothing to record, then what are you going off of these days? Coach Chris, what do you think?
I think it goes beyond even just that. I mean, we have so many programs that are not CrossFit anymore, and it's still encouraging for people to be able to look back. I mean, I can still remember when I started with my back squat, I was like 135 pounds, and it wasn't below parallel, and there was a multitude of other messy issues going on there in terms of my movement ability. And within about 2 years, I gained 165 pounds on my back squat. I was squatting below depth. The form was good, and I was able to go back on that journal and look at that. Right? That's a huge boost in your self-esteem and that got me going. right? So I was kind of in a rut after that. I was like, well, what do I do now? So I went back and looked at my own stuff to kind of, hopefully revive some energy, and it sure as hell kicked me into gear because I was able to look back and go, it's 165 pounds. I can now back squat a human being more than what I could a year and a half ago. So, regardless.
That felt pretty good too.
Yeah, that felt pretty amazing to know that, I had more than doubled my back squat. And I was able to look at the notes too, and I'm putting the notes, can't squat. I couldn't even squat to the depth of the chair. So I was able to look at that and go, now I'm squatting low parallel, proper form, and I've done more than doubled my weight. So, it's a self-esteem thing too. You got to be able to have something to look back on a year or two down the line when that interest level isn't as big. You weren't bit by the bug. You're not hyped on the workout itself anymore. You're hyped on the fact that you might be seeing progress, you might not. Because progress slows, right? We hit that huge jump right at the beginning. You don't need to worry really about anything because everything's feeling good, everything's better. Eventually, that goes away, right? You kind of get I felt great for a while, and now it comes to feel the same. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have those little minute progress checks to be able to look at to know that you're still seeing progress, you're eventually going to fall apart because you don't feel like you're actually seeing any more success. And I think a lot of gyms, they push this idea that you don't need to track anything, it's just about how the workout feels. Well, eventually the workout's going to feel the same as every other workout because you've hit a plateau. Yeah. And you're going to blame it on the gym, you're going to blame it on the workout, but what it really is that knowledge and that data is would allow us to tweak the workout to elevate you into the next level instead of allowing you to stay there at the plateau that you don't know you need.
And people like to say that they're just here to work out or any gym to have fun. In all honesty, I don't know anyone that likes to work out for fun unless it's usually outdoor relevant. When it comes to working out in the gym, I think most people, 99.9% of people are here for goals, whether it's to get stronger, to get faster, to move better, to lose weight, to get toned, whatever it is. At least almost everybody here has a goal. And if you're not putting the necessary steps forward to make sure that you're hitting those goals and taking the necessary steps, then that goal will never be tangible. You'll never reach it. You'll always be chasing it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's well summed up. If you don't have something to progress on, if you don't have something to gauge your results, right? So the tracking isn't necessarily just to kind of brag to your friends about what you're doing, or I shaved 16 seconds off my training time, or I dropped 27 seconds off, I PR'd my Murph, like awesome. Like we're very happy for you. You might even end up on the board. That's amazing. That's a huge compliment. But what happens if you do a workout that includes a half Murph and you have no idea how well you did? You might have felt like garbage, but if you had a whole Murph to back it up on, and you go, wow, I did it in less time than the full Murph. Okay, so I improved. But if you don't have any way to track it, you just feel like you felt like garbage, and it was a waste of workout, and then that whole cycle of self-doubt starts flowing in, and that's what we want to kind of nip in the butt, right? There's a lot of things that can go wrong. I'm a guy that's bounced back and forth on workouts for a long time, and a lot of times the reason that happens is I don't have anything to fall back on in terms of, hey, don't forget where you started.
Yeah.
Right? Until I was able to get that, it was very easy for me to just kind of fall off because I didn't have those measurable results to go, wow, no matter how crappy I feel today, I just crushed anything I would have done when I first started.
And I think like Coach Matt said, with setting goals, having a goal when you're coming to the gym, whether it's I need to lose weight, I want to get stronger, I have some issue that the doctor just told me about, it's coming to the gym to smash those goals. And if you want to be the person that goes to the gym to get better at going to the gym, then be that person. If you're having trouble setting goals, that's why we're here. Myself, Coach Matt, Coach Chris, any of the coaches here, we can sit down with you. We can figure out a game plan for you. Setting goals, it gets hard for people, especially if you don't have that mindset. I might want to lose 50 pounds, but what can we do short term for that person? What can we do right now? Because 50 pounds is going to take me a little bit of time, a little bit of programming. It's long term. It's what can we do now? What's the short term? What can I do this month? What can I do this week? You know, can I go home and clean out the cupboards? You know, like we suggested, I'll go to the store, I'll get a notebook, I'll get some pens and some pencils and just start writing things down. You know, I can go back 10, 12, even 15 years and still pull out old logbooks of stuff that I was doing, you know. Like Chris mentioned, you know, coming into the gym and struggling with 135. I remember when I couldn't bench press a 45-pound bar, you know, and now I can put up well over 300 pounds.
I remember my goal was to be like the guy that put on the 45-pound plates for his warm-up set.
Exactly.
I wanted to be that guy.
You know, and now I'm the guy that takes that guy's 45-pound plates off, puts them away for him, you know, and that's another thing. Coming into the gym, it's very intimidating. You know, I have my goal to lose weight, to look better, but now you have all these other people in the gym that already look great, that already have the physique that I want. And it's intimidating because a lot of the times those people don't want to help you. You know, you're in my way is what it is. And I don't want to go out on the weight floor or join a high intensity workout. It's just tough. And it kind of really boils down to, where do I start? You know, who can I talk to? Who can I trust? And, you know, the stigma with personal trainers and, you know, they only want to do one thing. They just want to take me out to the weight floor and beat me up. That we have to kind of break that stigma and really show people that we care and we want to make them better to get to those goals.
Exactly. So what do you think, guys, are some good steps or good practices people can apply as far as tracking, just not necessarily talking about nutrition, we haven't touched on that yet, we're just talking about training. What are some steps they can take or good practices that people can do to start logging their workouts where they're not using or sacrificing too much of their time because it takes so long to write a workout down? I know for me, I come from a place where all my training partners always wrote their workouts down, so I did that too because I was the follower, I was new to the game, to the weightlifting crew, the weight buffet, I say. So I know here at CFT Fitness, we use our fancy television and try that to track all the workouts, 1 rep maxes, 3 rep maxes, all the skills, the workouts, whatever it might be. So real quick, what are your all's inputs, best practices, tracking workouts?
If you're uncomfortable with putting it on trial, which I totally get it, you feel like you're not living up to some level of expectation, whenever it may be, whatever is holding you back from putting it on trial, that's fine. I mean, I think it's a helpful tool because you can pull things back out easily. It's as simple as just writing it down, right? So have some measurables. Have your 1 rep, your 3 rep, your 5 rep of the major lifts, the back squat, the front squat, clean, snatch, you know, the simple ones, the really easy ones. Just have columns. Just take one piece of paper and write like 8 columns and put lifts at the top and have the different lifts in there. And then just start with your max at that weight. And then as you go down, scratch it out, add a new one as you improve. Right? So there you got your list. On another page, put some of the measurable workouts. Some of the nasty girls, some of the hero wads, have your Murph, have your Fran, have your Cindy, have your Karen, things that we do regularly. Baselines, things that are measurable, that are going to show progress.
Run back to.
And that are repeatable, right? So these are workouts that are repeatable on a regular basis. There's something that you're going to see pretty often. You know, it's very simple. It's a really, really easy way to track it, and just keep that notebook in your bag and pull it out when one of those workouts happens. So we do a lot of back squats. We do a lot of those major lifts. We do a lot of those major workouts. Even in CFT 60, they do their CFT versions of those. You'll be able to pull back on it, and at least you have something to go off of for percentages too, right? Because a lot of stuff we do here is in percentage base. Even in CFT 60, you guys do a lot of percentage base. And
linear progressions.
If your programmer is putting in percentages, it means they know exactly how much they want you to lift, and it is prescribable across the board, regardless of where you're at, because you're doing the same movement at your weight. It is a great way to coach a class to get people to lift at a certain intensity level. And if you don't have that tracked, you're kind of just floating in the air. You're not getting the intensity level desired, which is not helping you to elevate your fitness as well.
And then, measuring the strength side of it too, but also getting your baseline numbers down for the conditioning aspect, the cardio and the aerobic, learning what my mile time is, retesting it. my half mile time. Some of the easier things to do in the beginning, and you could have somebody do their first Tabata, where you're coming in, a 20-second workout, 20-second off. It could be something as simple as just air squats or working on push-ups. Breaking down the body a little bit, especially if you have somebody that comes in that might be a little bit more conditioned, that might need something a little bit more, just giving them more to work off of. So there's always something to go back to. For more of the athlete, it can be things like broad jumps, vertical jumps, shuttle runs, things that your football players, your basketball players, even starting them at very young ages, they need to be tested on those things. And it can be things that can be used for the everyday person because, like we do everything in here, it's modified, it's all scalable. So eliminating the intimidation factor too when it comes to a lot of the training. People think day one, I'm going to get my butt kicked. This guy's going to hurt me, or this girl's going to hurt me. We don't want that to happen. Yeah, you're going to be sore. You're going to experience that in the beginning, but we want you to come back. We don't want you to be afraid to come back. It's just going to be tough all the time. But also knowing that fitness, it shouldn't be easy. If it was easy, the whole world would be doing it right now. And if the whole world were doing it right now, we wouldn't be all obese, experiencing the nasty diseases that we're all exposed to. And it's a lifestyle to come in here, but it's also, we got great people in this gym, from the coaches to the staff to the current members, even the new members that we're putting in here. When they come up to us and tell us about the results they're getting or how much fun they're having, that's what it's all about. And it's things that we can go back to, and that's what we preach here, going back to it and getting results and keep going.
Yeah, workouts aren't always going to be fun. So having something you can measure to and realize that, whether or not it's fun, it's showing progress, you're seeing results, you're feeling better, your family is enjoying more time with you because you're doing more. Your kids are getting more time with you, doing more active stuff outside. All those things are measurable. They're all awesome measurable goals. But you're not going to ever really know how far you've come if you want to keep in track, where you're at. And that doesn't mean all of a sudden make up your first starting stuff now. You don't have it, you don't have it. But start today.
Go up to the board, put your times down, input your scores.
Be proud of it.
When it comes back to where you're going to need to know what your 2-rep max is or what you did on your clean and jerk 4 months ago, if you didn't log that data, then we're starting all over from scratch with you. And that's the worst part.
Right now in CrossFit, we're doing every minute on the minute clean and jerks today. Jerks today, and it's based off percentages. And I think one person did their percentage in a class of 13. One.
And they've all heard it. It's all come across the board at some point their training, and it's just you either didn't pay attention that day or you just didn't feel the need to write the work down. It's just like a kid who doesn't study for a test. It's not going to do that good.
Exactly. We provided the opportunities, guys. All you need to do is choose the right path for you, whether it's through Tribe, whether it's through the WOD app. A couple of our members use the WOD app, and it's got a notes section, and they scroll down every little thing about their workouts meticulously. How they felt, if the commute had anything to do with it, if they were eating right. You do not need to go anywhere near that far, but you do need the measurables. You do need that data to be able to make sure that over the long term, just like we track our weight, our body fat percentage, our BMI, which we're getting the BMI today because that thing just drives me nuts, and I want to kind of eliminate the myth of BMI.
I am overweight.
Yeah, I want to eliminate the BMI today, so we're going to get to that at the very end today. Without that data, whether it's body fat percentage, weight, or whatever, we need to know over a long period of time if you're trending in the right direction. And your fitness, your results are going to tell us that. You can feel great, you can feel better, but if you're not actually improving, it's generally because the intensity isn't as high, and we need to range that intensity up.
So as far as fitness and programming and exercises go, either getting a notebook, using your gym's app, or finding a third-party app on your Play Store, preferably Play Store, or iTunes, Apple Store. Is that what they call it these days?
We call it the best store.
Oh, I didn't know.
We've got some Samsung people in the podcast.
Anyway, so just tracking, finding a place to start, starting today, starting tomorrow. Start soon and track your results, track your progress. That way, when you feel down, you don't think this is working, just flip back 6 or 7 pages, and you'll be proved wrong really quickly. So now let's kind of dig into the tracking, the whole nutritional aspect of the gym, why that's important.
I think it's just as measurable, right? So, like I said at the very beginning, if you're tracking what you eat, I don't care if you're tracking it to the exact calorie or carb or macro, but for someone like us who's seen enough food in our lives, read enough supplement, the back nutritional charts and whatnot, I can look at you, and if you tell me you ate half a bag of Doritos and tell you ate too many carbs, that's why you're not losing weight. But it's not just about one day. We have to be able to look back on 2, 3, 4 weeks. We need a larger sample size to really be able to see where the glaring issue is. And if there's not a glaring issue, at least we have something to kind of look through and sift through to find that point. Right? So
those consistencies.
Yeah, those consistencies in your diet. If you're eating pizza every third day of the week, yeah, we're probably going to find a pretty glaring issue there.
That's
versus, but at the same time, on the opposite end of the spectrum, if all you're eating is salmon and salad twice a day because you don't have time or whatever it might be, we're going to find that same glaring issue. You're under eating.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not tracking it, there's no way to go back on it. We can't really find the actual glaring, the little minute issue that may be the only thing that we lack from success.
Mm-hmm. I think now with access to cell phones and technology, everybody has heard of MyFitnessPal. It's probably on everyone's phone. Sometimes it comes already pre-loaded onto some of the newer technologies. And the thing with a program like MyFitnessPal, it eliminates you getting the notebook and having to figure out all of those numbers. Whether it's I want to lose weight, I want to gain weight. It really paints the picture of the calories in versus the calories out, is what we have a lot of time, failing with. Like Chris said, if I'm eating half a bag of Doritos, where is everything else coming from? You're probably eating the other half of that bag of Doritos at some point later in the day. So if you're taking in all that carb, it also really, if I track it, then I can see what my day looks like. Man, no wonder why I can't lose weight or why I'm just putting on the pounds and my clothes don't fit right.
Mm-hmm.
When we track it, it gives us something to measure.
You see trends. You see, I've had 60 grams too much of fat every single day this week. No wonder my pants feel a little bit tighter today, or my scales are pushing a little bit heavier. Or even more important, protein.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest one. Isn't that too much? That's the main question I always get. Isn't that too much protein? If you're lifting weights, probably not. You're probably under eating protein. Your body needs a lot of protein to recuperate, to rebuild muscle, to make you feel better. But you need a certain amount of those carbs and fats to be that conduit to get that protein where it needs to go. If you're not eating those things, again, you're restricting your body from success and you're restricting your body from progress. I think the easiest thing to say is just track. So track for 2-3 weeks. It doesn't matter what you're eating. Don't lie either. Don't lie.
Just because you didn't write it down doesn't mean you didn't eat it.
Yeah, write it down. Don't come to me and say you've eaten a perfect diet because I'm gonna look at you and tell you that's not true.
One of the things I've always had success with when it comes to training somebody new or getting someone new in the gym, I always like doing a food diary where it's for at least 2 to 3 days. I want that person to log everything that they eat. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, your snacks. And if we go a little bit further, it's more write how much you ate of that. And then at the end of those 2 to 3 days, I can look through all of that, and then it kind of gives me a game plan. Like Coach Chris said, you have to be truthful with it. And you can't lie about the intake because that's just setting you up for failure from the beginning. I want it to be truthful. I want to see all the good. I want to see all the bad. And then it gives us as trainers a game plan to where we can eliminate this, we can add that. And then to get that person to log for those 2 to 3 days kind of shows their commitment to the process. When I see you again, if you didn't log anything or you give me an excuse, then it shows me the dedication level for that specific person. And the nutrition it can be 80%, it can be 90% of this. It's a lot of what goes into this. Like we always say, the exercise starts to get fun. We enjoy it. But if the nutrition's not there, our performance isn't where it needs to be. You know, we can be performing better out there on the floor if we're eating better. It's just like the same concept as our vehicles. We take care of them, we put clean gas, we change the oil. You know, we're the same way. If you put crap in the body, it's going to run like crap. You want to treat it like Clydesdale, give it all the best nutrients you can in the world. You know, I know you've had a lot of success with things like MyFitnessPal or even just your programming for clients. So that speaks volumes. You know, people see that we can get success. They eventually start to catch on to what we're doing.
And to kind of fall back on why it's important to track is because, say, you're getting the wrong results and you're gaining weight and your body fat percentage went up 1%, and your measurements on your waist and your hips, your arm, your shoulders, chest are all going up a couple inches. Well, what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do, for example, this is actually one of our members in the 6-week challenge whose numbers were going the opposite direction. And whenever I asked for a diary or some sort of nutritional journal, they didn't have any type of data to give me. So without having that data to look back on, I can't make any adjustments or even get an assumption or a general estimate as far as what type of caloric intake they're consuming, whether it's too much or not enough, what type of foods they're eating, or even when they're eating, which is also kind of the timing issue is also kind of important as well. Not as much as overeating them or not getting the right amounts of macros. So having that data there to kind of go back on is also going to help you make changes that are necessary in case you're going in the wrong direction. Make subtle changes, and that's how you make a difference.
Totally agreed. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but we need a base point to go, hey, maybe add, for the people that are eating not enough, maybe add some food to do better.
Yeah.
So it can be a little bit, it can be 20, 30 grams of protein. And what does that 20, 30 grams of protein consist of? Well, we'll give you a list of meats and different protein sources that you can choose from that will allow you to add that food in. Right? And then, we could choose from there, and maybe we'll add a couple more. Maybe we'll add a couple more and a couple more. Until we're at a number that fits, where you're feeling good, you're in homeostasis, you're getting great workouts in, you're seeing results, whatever that may be, whether it's to gain weight, lose weight, or just gain muscle and burn fat and kind of stay in that maintenance area and just lose some inches, whatever it is, get you there, but you need it. Just like it was when your baseline is established of where you're at and where you need to go, so we can figure out the guide, the path.
So I've got a question for you here, Matt, that just came across my feed. I drink a protein shake daily. How much protein should I intake daily, weighing at 230 pounds?
Good question. So there's a lot of different...
And he's trying to lose weight.
Okay, that's important as well. So there's a lot of different numbers out there. Some people say as low as 0.7 per pound for lean mass. Some people say as high as 1.1 grams. It's all dependent upon your goals. For me, my best experience with clients, I keep them, if they're looking to lose weight, I keep them below 1 gram per. Just because I don't want to, it's easy to go up. What I don't want to do is give them the wrong idea, give them too much protein, and therefore they're putting on a little extra fat or putting on too much pounds, and they kind of got a negative connotation about protein or negative opinion about protein. So I would start low, go for about 3-week intervals, and then inch it up, maybe a point more in each every 4 weeks or so.
Yeah, that in terms of protein shakes, there's a bit of exception there. Your best high quality protein shakes. You look at that, but if you look at what the protein content is in terms of grams, your higher quality ones are going to be no more than about 20, 22 grams in a serving. Why is that? because pretty much anything more than 20 grams of protein in the serving is going to be stored purely as fat. Your body doesn't really know what to do with it.
In liquid form.
In liquid form, correct. So in liquid form, you really should be taking more about 20, 22, 25 at the very most grams of protein in a serving at any time. A lot of them, I see these ones now with 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 grams, and it's like,
The mass gainer is 50 grams of protein.
yeah, right, and it's mass gainer. So yeah, that's going to just pack fat on. Awesome. So you're gaining mass, but not exactly what you are going to
Right, exactly mass.
and the same thing goes for, you see a lot of these chocolate shakes, you can get in the containers. I'm not going to name any names.
Gas stations.
Gas stations, they sell them in a lot of the gyms. And generally when I ask, it's, well, that's what they want. Okay, well, have you ever thought about maybe telling them that's not what you really want? Yeah, but you see what they're bragging about being 30, 40 grams of protein, and it's like, well, on top of the 37 carbs, 36 of them being sugar, and the 6, 7 grams of fat, and the lactose in it, it's like a concoction for crap.
It's deceiving because you can go and get like an RTD, like a muscle milk that could be 350 calories, 50 grams of protein, but then the protein bar is the same calories and it's now along the lines of 20 to 25 grams of protein. So it's very deceiving of, well, do I go for the one that has double or triple the protein, or do I go for the one that has less protein? And like we said, all that excessive protein, it's probably going to do your body more harm than it is good, and you're going to waste all of that protein.
The more you get into the nitrates.
Exactly. So I think, a lot of the times if we're doubling up on scoops, I'm going to do 2 or I'm going to do 3, it's think of all of that being stored as just bad in your body. Or it's just wasted. It's going to come out the other end probably too.
About this long and this big around.
Your body's going to have a hard time breaking down all of that. So it's going to go into a different mode in your body. I'm going to store half of this because my body doesn't need it. You're going to go to the bathroom at some point and it's probably not going to feel good. And then you're wondering why you're hungry. Because you spent half your day on the toilet. It's all that protein that you thought was going to keep you full, keep you at bay. It's doing the exact opposite to you. And you need to now catch up to your metabolism or vice versa. So it's a lot of times with protein, I think we're thinking that we need to do so much when we're intaking, and we forget about all the other micro and macro nutrients, our carbs, fats, restoring glycogen, and all of that stuff too. So if you're having trouble with stuff like that, we've got nutritionists here that can really break down that science a whole lot better than, some better than we can, that's going to just guide you through it. As much as we would like to write it all down for you, we can't. But we have people here that can.
Absolutely.
The last little point I put on that too is your protein shake is a supplement. You're supplementing a small amount of protein
Eat food.
to supplement what your body missed in terms of muscle recovery. But beyond muscle recovery, you need to eat real foods in a meal within about an hour after your workout to fully satisfy your body and get those calories in. Protein shakes should not be a calorie thing. It should not be a meal replacement. You should not be replacing meals.
To lose weight.
Yeah, especially to lose weight. You need to be eating real foods and get your body into a place where the metabolism is high, it knows how to burn through food. So when you do have those cheat days, you have those off days, which we're all going to have. I don't care how perfect you think you are, you're going to have bad days.
I don't miss your best.
Your body's going to know what to do with all that food until you're able to burn it. Right? So we don't end up in that situation where you gain 7 pounds and you can't figure out why.
Like Coach Chris said, it's a supplement. It's meant to supplement the current lifestyle. So if you're going to the gym, of course you're going to need a little bit more protein. But not only that, but your body is going to be very sensitive to post-workout, whatever you put into your belly. Be very sensitive to whether it's a fat, whether it's a carb, whether it's a protein. It's going to do something with it immediately because your body's very sensitive and it needs something. So that protein shake is just there to hold you over until you get home and can make some food, get to work, get to wherever you need to go to get some real food into your belly. It's a temporary holdover.
Agreed.
And most of your shakes anyways are gonna be 120 to about 150 calories anyways, so it's a snack if you really think about it.
It's not really a snack.
You're not really replacing much, yeah, you just train for an hour or two, you're completely depleted. Your body wants nothing more than you to feed it.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's where learning how to meal prep and just having stuff accessible, if you can take 30 to 45 minutes out of your day to just cook a little bit of food, it goes a long way to where now after my workout, I can go home and I've got food in the fridge, I can pop it in the microwave for 90 seconds, and now you're feeling a whole lot better. Or you drink that shake, you're probably hungry and dying of starvation by the time you get home from the gym, and then you're going to go for something easy. Most of the time when we leave the gym, how many fast food restaurants do we drive by the time we even get home? So, yeah, it's like you can't really avoid it. You can't avoid the colorful lights. It's like, oh, but I can go to Chipotle or somewhere else but In-N-Out, though, maybe make a better decision. Yeah, In-N-Out post-workout is a whole other story. We can do a whole podcast on In-N-Out. But it's knowing what should go in. I'm getting the protein, but then there's also when do I take creatine? Or what about my amino acids? Or what about a pre-workout or a fat burner? Or something along those lines. Like, what do I take? What do I take pre? What do I take post? Then there's this intra-workout stuff. I can take something while I'm working out.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about now?
Yeah, there's all types of different supplements out in the market right now in the industry. I know the supplement markets, it was big whenever I was in high school. I'm only 26 now, but now it seems like it's even bigger. And the methods in the regular gyms, the methods in the old gyms, the Globo gyms or your regular gyms with ellipticals, I'll say, the culture is the same still. Everybody's trying to see how big their stacks can be. And they carry all their supplements in one bag, and then their other bag has all their gym clothes in it, and their lifting belt. And everybody's going wholesale prices, so supplements are more affordable. But let me remind you that the supplement industry is not regulated by the FDA. There's no type of approval process for these companies to go through, as long as they don't state that the supplement doesn't cure, prevent, or treat
Just has to
disease.
have that little warning on there.
Then it's legal. They can take flour, say it is organic pea protein, and sell it until the FDA or somebody reports them, and then they do lab tests. The places you need to work with are those that have clinical backings, clinical research. It's very, very expensive for these companies to do that double-blind placebo, but I'm pretty sure X Endurance did it on one of their products, Fuel 5. Mm-hmm. So it's clinically backed to be proven to be effective in a training setting or recovery setting or wherever their variables were in their study.
Now you don't even need to go into the supplement shop to get them anymore. You can go to your grocery stores and pharmacies, or Walgreens has a GNC inside it. And most of the stuff you're not supposed to sell that to anybody 18 or under that they don't regulate it. It's not like checking IDs for alcohol or cigarettes. So you could have a 16-year-old high school football player who now is taking pro hormones and pre-workout, and now he's having heart palpitations in the weight room, or he drops on the football field, and it's because he saw this supplement in the magazine or saw it on Instagram or Facebook. I mean, the ads are tempting.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to look like that guy. And every muscle and fitness magazine I read, like, that's what I wanted to look like.
Girls would love me if I did.
But for me, it's not functional. I like to be able to walk through doorways, and wear normal fitting clothes. But, bodybuilding lifestyle, it's all different, and there's supplements for good, there's supplements for bad. And like we said earlier, a lot of it is not regulated at all.
To kind of hone in on how scary the supplement industry actually is. When I was a sophomore or junior in high school, I was racing motocross, and I was also I guess bodybuilding, going to the gym, lifting weights with all my bros, and taking all the supplements that I could. Well, I got a motorcycle wreck on the track. I thought I ruptured my spleen, so I went to the hospital. They checked me out, and they were asking me if I'd been drinking water recently. Well, I was one of those gallon chug club guys, walk around with the jug in hand in the gym. That was me, so I was always hydrated. So then they went and did a couple other tests, some screening where they made me drink a potion, and it lit up my bladder. Well, they had found that I was so dehydrated, my liver was working so hard that I was or my kidneys, that my kidneys were getting ready to shut down. And I was only 16 years old, taking 15 to 25 milligrams, whatever it is, of creatine a day, which I think yours was at 5 to 10. There was no recommended dose. It was with trash protein. I was taking that creatine, slapping it in the protein, and the doctor said that's a very, very bad thing to do.
Okay. I had major
no one ever told
kidney stones when supplements started getting more accessible to us.
The GNC guy told me that I was going to get bulk.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and that was
not
walking
dialysis.
into a place like GNC and just buy all of this, take all of this, and you'll get where you need to go.
Yeah. He's actually getting commission on those products.
Exactly.
Dean, wipe away anything about GNC. Keep going.
Sorry, GNC.
So, yeah, I get where you guys are coming from. I mean, but what if I want supplements, right? Because I feel like the body needs it. I feel like it would help because we do know that scientifically they can help. If you're picking a company that supports science and supports really actually helping someone and not cutting corners to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
What would you guys recommend? Do you guys have any companies that you would recommend that are not paying us?
Yeah.
To talk about it?
Mm-hmm. There's
we here at CFT
clinically proven.
Well, the CFT FitCast fully back.
I have a package right here, actually.
Oh, what would that be?
Of some all sorts of X-Endurance protein. This is the chocolate flavor. Vanilla is my favorite. It's got
I do love vanilla.
a hint of cinnamon.
Oh, vanilla is so good.
And
so good.
4 organic peptides, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I've noticed what that means is I don't get farts. I drink and eat a lot of protein. Don't have any gas issues, digestive issues whatsoever. No changes in my regulatory process. As far as taste goes, the best tasting protein I've had. Now, I've actually noticed quite a bit as far as recovery, strength. Went from deadlifting 275 for a rep or two to now doing 315 for 2 or 3. So as far as getting back to where I was and developing recovery and rebuilding, I like this product a lot.
Okay.
And as far as the cleanliness, and you'll know when you get a bad protein. You'll know
if it's
around
clumpy,
day 3.
If it's clumpy, if it doesn't mix right, if you have that stomach ache that just doesn't go away, the bad bloat, that's what Matt's talking about. You'll know when you're taking bad protein.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's just look at this right here real quick. Let's read off a couple of things just to kind of give you guys an idea of what we're talking about. So, Vinny talked about calories. X-Endurance, 110 calories for a
Very minimal.
Okay? Total fat, 2 grams.
2.
Total carbohydrates, 4. Okay, 2 grams of sugar. This is real chocolate, which means it's still like anything, it has a little bit of sugar in it. Trying to find one with 0, good luck. But that is about as low as you can get. Protein, 20 grams. Okay? That is right where you want to be. It's very difficult to find proteins that are right on the spot like that. Obviously, yeah, you might over or under scoop. I wouldn't be sitting there trying to measure down to the finite grain of protein. But figure if you're going to take a scoop and you're just kind of moving along with your day, you're getting somewhere in the range of 18 to 22 grams of protein in a scoop. And that's where you want to be.
If you're doubling up on your scoops, you're going to be going through your protein that much quicker because most protein tubs or even the bag, it's 30 servings. And if that should pretty much, I can go through a bag of protein about a month, maybe more, because I don't use it every day. I try to have food with me at work or wherever I'm at, But the best part about the X-Endurance protein, whether it's the chocolate or the vanilla that just came out, when we're talking pre-workouts or what do I drink during, the X-Endurance protein goes great with what we call Fuel 5, which is now pretty much what you're replacing all those harsh, nasty pre-workout powders. Fuel 5 is, what is it? It's
Clinically
carbs.
proven, first of all.
It's carbs,
It's healthy carbs. Carbs that you'll find in things such as sweet potatoes.
which is the main enzyme that goes into Fuel 5. So it's carbohydrates, guys. It's got a lactate enzyme in there too. You know, when we're out there working out, lactic acid is everybody's worst enemy, especially when it comes to high intensity things that are really taxing the body. Something like Fuel 5, and I've been using it probably for the last 6 months now, and I probably never trained without it. I stopped buying nasty pre-workout powders because just being hopped up on stimulants and just excessive amounts of caffeine, with something like Fuel 5, we don't have to worry about ourselves crashing or athletes crashing or having that excessive heart rate that just won't come down. It's something clean that your body actually needs in order to recover and to perform. And when we're talking about macronutrients, carbs, protein.
Now, we're talking about performance. We're also talking about different types of carbohydrates, which give you different types of performance. There's long-term energy and there's short-term energy. And that's kind of what Fuel 5 really hits on, is all aspects of the energy levels, whether you need quick energy or if you need long, sustained energy. That sweet potato carbohydrates may give you a longer, the maltodextrin as well as give you that longer energy or aerobic capacity, whereas the dextrose, the sucrose, and the lactate are give you that more short burst and mid aerobic capacity, aerobic, anaerobic, that fine line.
So are you saying that I don't need to take that high energy caffeinated pre-workout?
That's correct. No
And
more.
if you need some caffeine,
That's a
you
stimulant.
take Fuel 5 Plus.
That's not a macronutrient, by the way. That's a stimulant.
Yeah, but are you saying I don't have to take that anymore? Like I can just replace it with that?
Correct. Absolutely.
And are you saying that there's a caffeinated version
Yes, sir.
if I need that little extra kick?
90 milligrams of natural green tea extract.
So it's
It's
basically
actually quite a bit.
it's basically like a shot of coffee, like an espresso, but in my protein.
An actual
Or
You're
shot.
not going to be out there getting
Not an American
green.
shot. Not an American shot of espresso or real one.
Oh wow! All right. So hefty dose.
Yep.
That's awesome. So
Clinically proven as well. Can't even hammer that home enough.
So we brought up the fact that creatine has its benefits and drawbacks, but where do we go? Like, how do I trust the creatine?
Right, so we have a creatine here. Now, as far as trusting your creatine, it's all about trusting your source. Now, I think in today's world, there's only approximately 3 creatine sources for all supplement companies where they pull their source from. That, don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong. I got that quote from someone else that's wrong as well. But there's very minimal amount of sources where everyone's pulling their supply of creatine monohydrate or whatever they're using nowadays. I've never used the creatine JB from Endurance or as Endurance, but as far as trusting the product, because they have 2 other such foundational, rock solid products, there's no question that I wouldn't trust them. Now let me show you one supplement that I do not trust that no longer exists, so we cannot get sued.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, they did get lawsuited pretty hard.
That's Muscle Farm. This is Muscle Farm right here.
We've all taken it.
Now, these guys got in trouble for a couple of things, not just money laundering issues, but also that they said that this is where the FDA comes in, they said that they were putting certain amounts of creatine or certain amounts of protein in their supplements, and whenever they were randomly tested, the packaging that was found to be not true. Some cases there was 0 amounts of creatine in their product or protein. Sometimes there was well more than what was written on the container. So again, companies who are all about profits, all about making money, typically you're looking at huge mass marketing schemes, certain muscle magazines, you can probably go ahead and assume that as well. You'll find that some companies aren't in those certain magazines, and some are in all of them, just because they're trying to push their product, push their brand, and sell you a package, not with any type of integrity whatsoever. So don't just walk into GNC and trust any label on the product because you think that the fact that they're in GNC or a grocer means that they're legitimate. That's not the case whatsoever.
Another thing I kind of want to point out here that was told to me by an expert, creatine knows it really well, is the best time to take creatine, believe it or not, is right before bed. Why? Creatine is not good to take with caffeine. Basically, counteracts it. So for all you guys that are taking creatine with your pre-workout, post-workout, during your workout, from what I understand, I did fact check this and I found a few other sources that said that that is to be true. Now, obviously, there are always scientists counteracting for their own research, whatever they push.
Creatine
But
went around for
I did find other sources, because I know we talked about this in previous podcasts, and I did source check. And so I've been taking my creatine first thing right before bed. I take it with any supplement pills, multivitamins, whatever. Those still are necessities. Obviously, I still recommend taking multivitamins whenever. I just take my creatine then, and I do wake up the next morning feeling more refreshed. And the reason for that is your creatine is actually helping to boost your muscle in your brain. Right? Your brain is a muscle. And the creatine is actually helping to help your brain recover after 16-hour days the next morning. A lot of times I wake up feeling really rotten. And when I start taking the creatine, I'm waking up a little more fresh. My brain is kind of firing a little bit faster. I don't feel quite as hazy. And obviously, after a 16-hour day, my muscle, that is the brain, has been pretty much worn to bits. So creatine does help with recovery.
So since you're on the creatine kick, we got a question coming across. What does creatine do, and should we be taking it? And that's from our lovely Jen.
Yes, I think creatine should be taken. I think women especially should be taking creatine. When you work out, you use up any creatine storage you have in your body. And the number one way to get creatine back in your body is to eat red meat. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of creatine actually in red meat. There's more than you will find in any other meat source, but there's just not a lot in it. So for you to actually fully replenish your stores of creatine, especially for women who don't develop it very well, in general, you just don't create as much as men, you need to supplement. Again, key word here is you are supplementing something that you cannot produce on your own enough to recover.
And the dosing is pretty small.
Very small.
Creatine too.
very small. Don't ever do it
It's
with
kind of what we consider microdosing, which some supplement companies have actually perfected their creatine. Concrete is a good one too, where that scoop is so tiny, but it's microdoses of creatine.
So for the creatine, I recommend taking it right before bed. I recommend taking it daily for a couple weeks, and you will notice a difference in how you wake up and feel first thing in the morning. I notice a difference. I take 2 scoops when I have really long days because I know how depleted I'm going to feel in the morning, and it definitely helps. Normal days, it's a single scoop. Single scoop right before bed.
So to answer your question about what creatine does, it actually helps with the production very slightly, but like I said, it's a supplement. Like we've been saying, supplement to supplement. Your lifestyle can get you a little bit better. We can get you a little bit better. We can get you long run go a little bit quicker. So we're producing a little bit more ATP. And what ATP does is essentially what makes everything go. It's energy. It's energy in your body. If you want to talk about you moving your feet back and forth, well, your cells have to be able to move as well. And that ATP is the energy of the cells. That's called adenosine triphosphate. Go and get that in Google. And what creatine does, it allows you to produce more. Produce just a slight bit more. So again, you can put more energy out in your workouts. It's going to help you with recovery because again, you're creating more energy equals more systems are able to work. There's these things called ATP pumps that can only work when ATP is present in the system. So when we're talking about what's a good one? Cellular respiration, or if we're talking about there's another one I can't think of.
It's something that requires ATP.
Things in order for chemicals inside of your body to exit cells and to get through the cells against their concentration gradient, or things again that you'll find that some of you might have learned in biology, chemistry, it sounds familiar, but those systems need energy, and your cellular energy is ATP. Now, if you want to recover faster, you want to lift more weights, you want to move a little bit faster every single day, that creatine supplement is going to help you push just a little bit harder every single day and recover just a little bit faster every single day, which again is going to push you to that edge, that next edge, push you closer to your goals faster. From a professional athlete, they're looking for every edge they can get. So that slight edge is just as good as supplementing a protein into their training.
And the other part of that is you have to remember, if you're doing it daily, you're being religious about it, you're compounding that growth. So that little tiny infantile change is compounded over months and months is a massive change. It's like gaining a pound on the back squat weekly for years, 52 pounds. That is not something to scoff at. That is a huge jump. So you have to look at that compounding change over a long period of time. For me, taking the creatine for the last 30 days, I'm waking up feeling better. I don't care how long my day is, my body is recovering overnight, my brain is actually having an opportunity to recover, build that energy. I'm waking up feeling not as sore, it's just overall better. I feel like doing it at night is the best thing to do.
Here's another question for the creatine. Does creatine make you retain water?
No. I would say that the formula of older creatine supplements makes you retain water.
And it is people think too with it being creatine monohydrate, it's going to help you retain water. That's what it's called,
The X Endurance actually makes another product called Hydrate, and that does actually help you retain water. It's Stream Hydro.
We used to take salt packets in the military.
So Extreme Hydro is kind of the same thing. It's basically just going to help you retain water. It's great for these extremely hot days.
Electrolytes.
When you're working out, it's also great for pain. If you didn't know that, take it first thing in the morning and the night before you go to bed, you wake up feeling amazing.
I haven't even tried it, I don't believe you.
It is. I can vouch for that. That and party aid, you're good to go.
Yeah, I was going to say a party aid too.
So, any party tricks, guys? Come talk to me on this. So, no, it does not help you retain water. Maybe some of the older ones might have with a lot of sodium for flavor, because I probably put a lot of different type of berry flavors and stuff like that. And you have to put a lot of salt in there and let that flavor kick.
That's where
Keep the water up.
It's keep from pumping out granular what have you, but no, it should not make you retain a lot of water. If you're retaining water, it's probably something else that you need to take back into your diary that you should have now to see what you're eating, see if maybe there's a high sodium content in your foods, and maybe you can skip some of that.
Looking for the consistencies.
And a lot of these things that we're talking about, they're all naturally occurring things in your body. When we're talking lactate, when we're talking creatine, your body naturally produces things like that. And when we're talking like the Hydro X here, which is a high hydration product, it's got 1,500 milligrams of lactate, which is one of the main fuel sources your body likes. And your body tends to prefer the lactate over its glycogen sometimes. And the fact that these products are backed by science, we're putting, you almost see it as you're putting the science back in. So whether it's taking a hydration or using the Fuel 5 or the creatine, and it can be, a lot of people use branched chain amino acids. When we're talking amino acids, a third of our skeletal muscle is made of amino acids, whether it's the glutamine, which a lot of people tend to use. Glutamine, there's a lot of science with it, like using glutamine before I go to bed, just like creatine, things that are helping with the natural recovery when you're trying to get into those 6 to 8 hours of deep sleep. And the supplements are great, but sleep is one of your biggest and best tools for recovery. If you're going 12, 15 hours out of your day, and then you're going to work out, and then you only sleep for 4 or 5 hours, you have to wonder why you feel like garbage every single day. Or maybe I should have taken that 20-minute nap. It all helps, and it's all recovery. Whether it's coming from nutrition, it's the most affordable supplement you can get out there. It's sleep and recovery.
Let's talk about BCAAs. I just have the notes on the back of the bag. I'm just going to quote here. 4,255 milligrams of BCAAs and essential electrolytes in a serving of the protein, of the X Endurance protein. For those that have to supplement BCAAs and protein, they built it in for you. They put it all in there for you. You do not need to supplement additional BCAA. Bunch of people might tell you, oh, it's energy, it's this, it's that. It's great pre-workout. Again, Fuel 5, protein, you're good to go. I don't really think there's anything else you really need.
I think. And we even started carrying some different types of supplements here. I know we just have started carrying a bunch of the Naked line up front. So we've got Naked Whey, temporarily. So if you have questions about things like pea protein,
Vegetarian.
rice
If
protein,
you're a vegetarian or vegan, we have protein for you right now. We're currently testing it out to see if it's something that we will keep. But if you notice, for me personally, I will not put my name behind any protein or any type of supplement or product that I'm not comfortable with my members taking, with people that I know taking. So if you've noticed, our supplement line has definitely slimmed down in terms of what we offer. And because I'm not really interested in the profit margins of the supplements that we offer, I'm interested in what the value and benefits that it can bring to you.
definitely.
And we're not going to put anything in there that isn't going to pass the smell test.
And you can always sample it too, guys. We've got samples of the Fuel 5, the proteins. We always have it on us too. You know, if you don't want to just drop all the money right away, test it.
Ask me for a scoop.
We'll give you a scoop.
Spencer's here probably once every 3 months.
Spencer needs to be on the podcast.
Spencer's actually, we're currently booking him for the podcast and hashtag B2K will shameless plug there. You're not watching the show on YouTube, but you know.
Okay.
No sponsor. No sponsors. We are
He's going to be
open.
joining us for both podcast and
And
hashtag.
an ex-endurance banner would look good behind us.
It would.
If we had ex-endurance t-shirts.
You
just
know what? I think
sponsored.
Between Two Kettlebells just announced that they're going to, now for this announcement, they're going to donate some of their t-shirt proceeds to the FitCast podcast.
We donate for the kids. We do things for the kids, and our next shirt line is going to be for the city of Houston.
Very cool.
So we're going to be donating the money to our next shirt line to the city of Houston to help with recovery.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Cool.
So do we have anything coming up in September, things that we want to touch base on? I know we have the Lift Up Autism event that's coming up in
The
September.
workout looks fun.
I'm so pumped for that.
Except for the 155-pound cleans.
It's for a young man named Luke who is autism, one of the members of the CrossFit community that's been up there for a long time. His son formed autism, so he created this workout. I think there were 7,000 people that did it last year. This year we are hosting the event on the 24th of September, which is a Sunday. The workout is 5 minutes. So for
It's
those of you that
spicy.
are going to be signing up for the Liftoff, which is, or excuse me, the CrossFit Team Series, which is another awesome thing that we're doing and we're going to host here. It's like the opening, except you get to partner with a friend. You can partner with anybody you want, doesn't matter sex, age,
I think Dave
religion.
Castro is still looking for a partner.
So
I am too.
he actually found a
We
partner.
finally found one.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a partner, I know these two guys are looking for partners. It's just like the open, you can pick scale or RX, doesn't matter. Every workout is different. There's going to be multiple workouts a week, which we will make sure we have extra time on the weekends available for you guys to come in. So even if you're doing that and you're concerned, you can come in here and do the 5-minute workout and use that as your warm up, recover a little bit, and then go do your team series workout. So no excuse not to be here. If you're in town, you need to make 5 minutes out of your day, come down, get a warm up in, get that 5-minute workout in, and sign up online. You can get a T-shirt before September 8th. We get a T-shirt or a tank top, and 40% of the proceeds of the T-shirt will go towards directly into the fund. So that's a pretty solid amount. All the different stuff I've done with charities, 40% is a huge number. It may not sound like it, but it's a pretty solid donation.
Helps. I know the Friday Night Lights is coming up.
Margarita
Yeah,
night.
who's hosting that? Right?
That's me. This guy, 2 thumbs.
He's not. Don't
Margarita.
mind him. He's not right here.
We're gonna have a margarita night, and we're gonna it's the good tequila, not the cheap stuff.
What do you call it? Silver tequila? Or,
Oh yeah, silver.
Yeah, it's all silver, all clear tequila. Man. We don't mess with that yellow stuff.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, it's gonna be margarita night, guys. September 15th.
Silver tequila is paleo. Just thought I would let you know.
Friday, September 15th. We're gonna have that agave, that blue agave.
We got a lot of cool things in
Right.
September. We
It's
have
natural.
movie night.
We're gonna be late.
Yeah, we do have a movie night. We have a movie night coming
Oh, what
up,
are we
too.
watching?
We're gonna be watching Guardians of the Galaxy.
Still
2.
haven't seen it.
I've
We're
been
gonna
holding
watch
off.
We're bringing out the big screen, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, on to Saturday, September 25th.
Did I bring my children?
September is going to be a stacked month here at CFT.
Yes, you can. It's gonna be a family-friendly movie night.
I'll bring the kids.
Obviously,
you said I could. You can't take that back.
Obviously,
It's
it's Guardians.
PJ night too.
Yeah, it's
so
PJ night.
wear
It's
your
pretty
PJs.
Come comfy.
These aren't my PJs.
Appropriate PJs.
Obviously, it's it's a PG-13 movie, if I remember correctly, so take that into consideration when you're bringing your kids. the week out, the month after, we've got another movie just kind of staying on that topic. Hocus Pocus is our Halloween movie.
Yeah, we are open on Halloween.
We are open on Halloween.
Tuesday.
I don't remember the exact
I'm
date of the
coaching that
movie,
night.
but
Some
bring
of our
kids
other
in,
coaches
come watch,
with their kids.
come watch Hocus Pocus with us, and again, we'll bring out the big screen, we'll have a good time.
It's a real good time.
Anything else you want to add, guys? Anything we want to touch on a closing statement about tracking and importance?
Start now. Don't think about just because you didn't start 15 years ago. Start right now.
Do it now. Go get that notepad. Go to the 99-cent store, get yourself a notepad, and start writing stuff down.
Or use our Tribe app.
Try it out, it's so easy, guys. We can walk you through in about 30 seconds.
Download it, create a username and password, boom.
You have your phone, you have two giant screens sitting on the wall and the pillar right by the floor, so it's not like you don't have options to be able to put it in right away.
Exactly. If you're trying to lose weight, trying to build muscle, food is going to be your best friend. So don't try to guess it. Or your goals will take forever to reach.
You guys, please don't supplement meals with shakes. Please stop. Unless you're making like a whole food shake where you're actually putting it in the blender and it's real food being blended together into a meal supplement. Buying a pre-made shake or some sort of granulated powder shake and saying that's my meal is not going to cut it.
Don't do the liquid diet. Don't do the liquid
I
diet.
had a friend that blended on the end of blended his chicken breasts after they were cooked because he was tired of eating them. Good Lord. He wanted to drink them.
Should have
A
lost
little
that.
broth.
Should have lost that.
I don't think so.
Because
He was hardcore bodybuilding.
I throw some broth in there and
He's one of those no flavor kind of guys that's extra carbs. You know? So it's going to hold his water breath.
Yeah. It's just like guys that crack raw eggs. Do the Rocky.
I did that. I think every
We've
man
all
has
tried
done
it. We've all tried it. Whether or not it stays down is another story.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure all 5 years of military school I didn't even eat real eggs. So
I am sold on the fact that those eggs came from powder every time.
Oh yeah, you don't make eggs in a square. I've never to this day ever seen like eggs that are made in a square like a piece of cake.
I had such a bad attitude in the military because of breakfast. Army breakfast.
It's just ruined.
If they would just make some good food, I'd have a good day.
We had some great food. Our bacon was on point. The bacon was on point. The cereal was on point. So I never really had a bad breakfast. I could always find something.
I knew it was going to be a bad day when there was no chocolate milk.
Ooh,
That's when I knew it was bad.
that's good.
And now chocolate milk is pushed as a good protein drink too. Milk is most
So yeah, you also guys are going to notice that. I just noticed that Nesquik has a protein powder.
They have
in
a
it.
protein drink too.
Yeah, they have protein in it. So
They have
guys, please
RTDs,
don't get
yeah.
fooled by all that garbage. It's-
Carnation instant breakfast, like eat food.
We know the whole health thing is kicking right now, and everybody wants to have their protein shakes and their this and their that.
Go on
Theories.
detox.
Fairlife
Detoxes are big again right now.
Fairlife is a big
Cleanses.
one.
Going back up to
So let's just, again, that's going back to checking your sources. So Fairlife, check your source. Where's it coming from? Oh, Coca-Cola. So do you really think that they have your best interests in mind? I think they've proven over the last 150 years they don't care. Bottom dollar.
And then, you can always watch What the Health and, go on their diet.
The hay guy. Don't forget about the hay guy.
Yeah.
We're going to make that thing a thing. It's going to be a thing. It's like keto, except with hay.
We're not biased.
That's all I got.
All right,
That's all I
guys.
had.
We're
Signing
signing
off.
There's
All the people watching live, thanks for paying
Thanks
attention.
for all the questions, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. And then, so those of you that ask questions about keto and whatnot, like I said, we're gonna have some excellent guests here in the next few weeks that are going to help us shed a lot more light on that. So stay tuned, keep listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hi, Mom.